Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a quick tutorial on transferring your weights from your old rig to the new one. As you can see here, this is basically what you guys had with Jeff. I know you did some lighting and some texturing. If I grab the character, you can go UVs, UV editor, and you can see this is the unwrap you guys did. I'm just going to go into mesh display, soften edge, it's a little smoother. I'm going to call this one the original, okay? So I'm just going to give it a name here. There we go. Yeah, and from here we're just going to import the rig that we've been working on together in class. So I'm going to go up to File, Import. It's called TerrorBird Weighted. I'm going to import that. Now, when you import a rig, you usually get a reference with it. So to override this reference, I'm just going to go Modify, Prefix Hierarchy Names, and hit OK. And that's going to get rid of the referencing. First thing you can tell is that this is really small. It's a couple centimeters tall. Whereas our rig that we did together in class, this is it's 10 feet right now, so he's to real world scale. Now if we grab your character here, this is directly out of ZBrush. I'm going to scale it up 43 times. So let's type in 43, and it should match identically. Don't forget to freeze your transformations on your model. Modify, freeze transformations. Okay, now if we look at the one we did together in class, I actually destroyed the UVs just to get the point across here, so you can actually, tell that this isn't really usable at its current state. So what we want to have is the final one right here weighted to our rig. Okay, so we essentially want to replace this one. Okay, it's actually pretty easy to do. I'm going to press F when I hover over the outliner, and this will zoom in on the one we worked on, and I'm just going to call this rigged. And I'm going to put them on top of each other again. Okay. Now the rigged one I'm going to hide. And I'm just going to apply the skeleton to the original. So I'm going to grab the original, and now I'm going to hold shift and grab the hips, and then I'm going to go to the rigging menu, skin, bind skin. Normally I'd go into the options, but what we're going to do is actually copy the skin weights from our rig onto the original we have here. So I'm going to hit bind skin, and you can see that it doesn't do a very good job, especially with the default settings. If I turn this off, it's not very nice. And if I go down the mouth, open that up, and it's actually destroying. So we don't want that. But now that it's transferred onto the rig, we can actually just copy the skin weights from the original one. So it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to grab the rig, Shift H to unhide it. Now I'm going to hold Control and grab the original second. And now I'm going to go up to Skin, Copy Skin Weights. Okay, now that we've copied the skin weights over, I'm going to hide the previous one and just look at the weights that applied. So I'm going to rotate the mouth, and you can see it opens nicely. Smooth the feet, and there we go. So it's all working. Now, while we're in here, I might as well, review the rig and how to use it with you. First of all, there is a couple foot controls. It does have an auto rotate on right now for all the sliders. So if you want to turn that off, if let's say you were animating the feet, you can't really animate the toes at the same time. You have to either choose one or the other. So I'm actually going to switch this to off, and that'll switch it back. So now you can manually, choose the toes that you want to animate. Okay, now if I did want it back on, I could just switch back to on. So that's pretty easy. Other controls, we have the finger and hand controls that we did in class. So there's the fingers. It's got his little, his little talons will roll. You could choose one finger or the other. I'm going to zero these back out. Now it does have an IK and FK switch. We didn't do this in class, but we'll do this later. Basically, you can either choose to work with an IK system or an FK system. And so to switch that, I'll write a little script later, but for now, I'm going to grab the main controller, and this is where we do it. So the left side is set to IK right now. If I want to set to FK, I switch FK to 1 and IK to 0. And now it's a forward kinematic rig, so I can just go ahead and grab this, and I can rotate it. Works fine. Okay, so if you prefer to animate with FK instead of IK, there's the control. So I'm going to zero these back out. And I'm going to switch it back to IK. And there we go. Now the other thing is these eyes are temporary. We're going to replace them with the ones that you guys do. But right now it's just a little controller. The eyes move around with it. Both eyes work the same. This actually goes a little bit further. And then we have a blank system right here. Okay, it's just all temporary. Other than that, you know, it's all pretty straightforward. We got your pull vectors, and you got your you know, your tail systems here, so you can rotate it. We'll build little controllers for this too. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, put a link on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page. I'm going to put it on here too, or ask me in class. Okay, thanks a lot.